Everybody, Ralph Havens here, and this is episode 2 of a mini series I'm doing called Psychic Warrior Secrets. I could have called it Psychic Wizard Secrets. And basically, if you haven't seen the first video, it's I tell you a little bit about why I'm doing this and what my goal is for this, and it's basically to help us all come to a real understanding and knowing of who we are, what we are. And then to use it in a physical, tangible way to get stuff that you want in the world, and to get really what it's really truly all about for you. So in the first video, if you haven't watched it, it's all about why it's so important to know what you want and why you want it. So I encourage you to go watch that. These videos, I'm going to be turning it into a full-on course and training and sessions. And so I'll probably be taking these videos down at some point. So so the good news about that is it puts some urgency into the situation. So if you're interested in this, click subscribe, click the little bell icon so you know when the videos are released. And then it puts some urgency in so that you'll actually do the stuff in a timely way. And it's not just something that another thing on your desktop, on your computer that, oh yeah, I'll get to it someday. So that's part of the reason I'm going to be taking him down in when it's all done at some point, and turning it into a full-on course that people will pay for and all that sort of thing. And then the other reason that I'm doing it is because I found that as people heal, as they get over autoimmune conditions and anxiety conditions and other things, they something starts to happen in them because of the way we do things. And it's like my Qigong teacher, Ming Tong, says, awakening is healing and a healing is awakening. And I would totally add that it's all wisdom too, and it's all love. And there's something that happens for my students. I would pretty much say my people, my one-on-one clients aren't really patients for sure. They're hardly, I wouldn't even call them, they're clients, but they're also students, and they've got a deep yearning for clearing stuff. And it's so useful to have a one-on-one coach to really supercharge it. So one of my goals with all this is for the people that are interested in going further to apply to work with me. I can only take a few at a time, and then I shut it down, and then go for half a year with everybody, and then open it up again. So those are some of my reasons for doing this. And truthfully, what happened was it just came to me. Every morning I do a video, and I thought I'm going to do a mini series because it's this what am I, who am I thing, and how to use that in the physical world. You know, we've been told through quantum physics and through spiritual traditions that we're infinite, we're spiritual beings living a physical world, and the answer lies within. And the physics says that there's infinite energy inside of every little proton in us. So there's infinity actually in us. And, you know, you can think of it as swimming in oceans of abundance. But the problem is so many people are drowning in oceans of abundance. And so how do you activate or tune into or get in the flow of all this abundance? There's abundance everywhere. If I'm looking out my window, I see beautiful mountains and hills and trails and trees and cars driving and people walking about, and there is just abundance everywhere. And so how do you swim in this abundance, in the flow, and not just be drowning in it? You know, in all this abundance, to be drowning. So those are my ideas, my goals, my wishes for you. And in the first video, we talked about what are your wishes? What are your goals? Why do you want what you want? So big reasons, big benefits, big wins for really taking a look at that. So go to the first video if you haven't watched it. Now this one, there's something that I noticed with people, and that's that, you know, people with anxiety, autoimmune conditions, other conditions where they're not thriving in life, money problems, all sorts of stuff. We do certain things and clear certain restrictions and clear root causes and change things. And people transform and heal and get things that they want, and life starts to get better and better and better. And then there's some people, not a lot, but there's some where it's like they do everything. They do everything I say, and they get benefits and stuff changes, but they don't really get completely healed. It's like they get a roadblock, a stop, something happens. And what I feel is going on is there's something called an inner smile, like a smile, a happiness. And it's kind of like when I was going through a lot of hard times and we slept outside for a year and had a lot of difficulty. I was so mad. And Jen, my wife, one night, 35 degrees or so and raining and windy, and we were in our tent outside and we had no way out and we were burned through tons of money. And she said, you have to get happy, man. You gotta get happy. Because I was so distraught with how I had destroyed everything in our life. And so this happiness, and I found a way to do that. This happiness is really key, this inner smile, this inner smile. And so for today's session, we need this to activate for you. Because if it doesn't activate, all this work is a lot of work for a little bit of improvement. So if you've been doing a lot of stuff and you're just getting a little bit of improvement, this could be part of the deal. So what you can do is, we'll try a few different ways. If you have somebody in your life that you unconditionally love, like a little baby, your little kids, your wife or your husband or your spouse, if you have somebody that you absolutely unconditionally love, you can notice how you look at them. So right now you can go and notice yourself looking at them and feeling all that love for them. It's unconditional, right? There you go. Now, if you don't have somebody in your life like that, that can be a problem. It can be a problem. But what you can do, if you have any old pictures of yourself as a little kid or videos of yourself as a little kid, you can go watch them and go back in time, or even think about yourself as a little kid, a little baby, maybe even a very, very little baby, or maybe even in the womb. And think of how precious and special you are. Now, if you have a lot of self-hate and a lot of anxiety and a lot of abuse in your past, it might be hard to do this. But if you don't have somebody that you absolutely love unconditionally, you can go back and find yourself and look at yourself. And if you have a video or photos, that can be useful. And for those of you that do this, big changes. If you just watch this and it's just information, not much change, right? But if you take the time to go inside and notice yourself as a little baby and notice how much you just love that little baby, like what a beautiful baby. Or if you have someone in your life that you just totally love and feel that. And that kind of love, turn back towards you. So you can now notice yourself with those kind of eyes. Now this is something to actually do, right? If you're just watching the video and it's like, yeah, Ralph, that's really nice information, really cool, I get it, I know that, and you don't do it, But if you take the time, this is your time right now, and look at yourself as a little baby, how you feel about that baby. Or look at somebody you love unconditionally and how that feels to just love somebody like that. And then turn those eyes to you and smile. One of my teachers, Beth, says, smile. It is the best option. So smile. Even if it only is a little smile. And what would it be like to smile like that, with those kind of eyes, back at yourself? That's it. Deep smile. So what you can do is, you've got your big why of why you want what you want, if you've watched the first video. And then today, you could spend your day tuning into this, this way of looking at yourself. And just smile. Like a little baby, your baby, if you have babies, they don't have to do anything in particular, right? And you just look at them and it's like, oh, pure love, right? And the same with you as a baby, to look back at yourself. It's not like you as a little boy, little girl, have to do anything. You just look at them and go, oh my God. Because if we can cultivate this deep smile in you, now we have a chance. Yeah, so you can feel that now. You know, we moved into this house and we decided we're going to quit sleeping on the floor. We've been sleeping on the floor on these little mattresses because we like it. But we thought, time to grow up, right? So maybe not. But we put our beds together, and we have another big bed. And Ben slept in that room, in his own room, in a big bed by himself yesterday, or 2 days ago. But yesterday he was like, I'm back in the big bed with you guys. But we didn't realize that little kids move around. Of course we know that. But he fell in the middle of the night, bam, and right on the eye area. And so we were all up, and I was doing part of what I'm going to teach you later, the feeling that everything happens for our good. I'll talk to you about that later. But what came to me as I was fixing him up, and he fixed up very fast. We did a lot of techniques. I spent a few hours fixing it up, and then we looked at it, and it's like, oh my God, it's hardly even there anymore. And this morning it's like barely a little line now. Whereas when we first saw it, it was like, ah. So lots of cool techniques that we used. But what came to me was that we just want to treat each other very kindly and gently and happy, and to not be so petty, You know, we had lots of stuff. When you do a big move, it can cause lots of buttons to be pushed. And some of my buttons were pushed, and some of Jen's buttons were pushed. And with this event that happened last night, Ben getting hurt, falling off the bed, I totally got to stop being so petty. Like, even during the hard times, to just love each other. So that's what I got out of a thing that was pretty icky, pretty bad last night. So we'll talk about all that, how to activate that sort of thing in the next video or so. So for today, you've got your big why you want what you want from the first video. And then just now, you have a way to smile back at yourself. To notice that smile. And that smile in you. And let's activate that smile. Then we'll go to the next step. All right, everybody. So I hope you watch these in a timely way so that you get them before they come down. And I start to turn it into a big masterclass thing or whatever it turns into. We'll see which way it goes. And I will see you all next time. If you want one-on-one help with this sort of thing, I do have one-on-one clients, and I only take a few at a time. And there's a link below, or there will be, where you can apply to do this. All right. So I'll see you next time, probably tomorrow, Psychic Wizard Secrets. And comment below. Let me know how it goes. Let me know what you notice. All right, everybody.